Hello, it's Laura. I have another haul video for you today. It's very little, but I wanted to get it done for you because I'm going to process the inventory for my Whatnot show. So let's go ahead and get started. Also, may I introduce you to my new friend, my microphone. Is it a cheap, crappy microphone? It is. So, but it's a microphone. We're going to see how well it works. Hopefully it helps. I did have that as a request. I am sorry that I cannot remember who requested it, but here you are. I'll comment your name because you inspired my little microphone purchase. So thank you. So the haul that I'm doing today is from my tiny little local guy thrift store. He used to run the Salvation Army until it burned down and they didn't keep him on after 33 years. So he opened his own business and he's doing very well. I say all that though because the prices with him are a little bit higher than I would normally pay. And as I've said a million times before, I like being able to support his business. So I'm okay paying a little bit more with him than I would normally pay. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started. I do know that everything I purchased totaled $61. I ended up paying $50. He's been like not itemizing the receipts, so I don't know what was discounted. Doesn't matter, whatever. So I paid a total of $50, and I think that it averaged out to $7 per item. So approximately. So I'll go ahead and start showing you what we got. So first I have this skirt. So this is Lafayette 148. This is not a skirt that I would normally pick up at all. I know somebody who was looking for this brand. Hi, Sheila. And so I picked this up. It's not working out for her, but I'm going to resell it anyway. I do think this is an older piece. So you can see this great paisley design. It's a maxi skirt. It's silk. The tag on this says made in New York City. And I believe that the modern pieces are not I don't think they're the stitched tags anymore. And they also say made in China. This brand started in 96. So, I think I'm safe saying that this is probably a Y2K era piece. It's a really expensive brand. And it does tend to be more like women's suits, office wear type of stuff. So it's just a thing that I know sells well on eBay, but it's not much of a vintage piece. It's just not normally my jam, so I don't usually pick it up. But I knew that I could sell this whether she wanted, whether my friend wanted the item or not. So I went ahead and got it. It was $5 at the thrift. She did some comps on this and she found one listed on Poshmark for $200. But then I also found one listed on Poshmark for $15. So you know how this stuff goes. I also did find one sold on eBay for $22. So I'm going to end up offering this on Whatnot, probably for $15. If it doesn't sell there, I'll end up listing it on regular platforms, probably like $40 or so. Brands like this, that's a common thing where they will retail really high, but then they may not always sell for anywhere near the retail value, even if they're like new with tags, things like that. So it's just one of those things. It's okay. But that's part of the reason I don't normally pick this up. It's not my aesthetic usually. And the times that I have looked it up, it didn't really sell for enough that I felt was worth me doing. So that. Let's see. The next thing I have is this dress. So this is like a 70s handmade dress. It's got this sort of accordion pleat skirt situation going on. There are no tags in this. It does measure a little bit larger, like a large to an extra large. The other thing that I thought was really cute with this was the fabric that was used has a designer signature in it. I'm trying to find the full signature for you. And there, I think it's Tony. I feel like I've seen that signature before, but I'm not sure of who the designer is. I mean, obviously Tony, but like Tony who? So I'll look it up briefly. I'm not going to make myself nuts over it. I don't think it's going to make much difference in the sale price of this dress. This was $6, and I'm going to start this on Whatnot for 15. So we'll see how that goes. Next is this piece, which was super fun to find. This, I think, is an 80s era piece. Why is it all, it's all inside out and crazy for me right now. And it is a new old stock. So it does still have its original tags attached, which is really fun. And this was marked at $15. Again, I would not have paid $15 for this if I went to my regular thrift store, but because I was going to the small local guy and I like to support him, I was like, all right, let's do it. So, sparkly black, really cute, little new with tags situation. And here's the brand tag, Lou Magram. Okay, you can see it's mark size 10. It's very stretchy. It's got the 80 shoulder pads. So, but here's the thing. So that's cool, right? And it is a long, like maxi length column style dress. But here's the back, which is so pretty. So it's not super low, but I really like that sort of cowl back detail. It's pretty. And the fact that it's super stretchy is going to be a big draw because even though it's mark size 10, it's definitely going to be able to fit like a medium to into a size large pretty easily. So that's always fun. I think stuff like that looks super good, like really tight and slinky. Um, Speaking of which, my next piece is this little Y2K era item. So let's see, there's the tag, espresso. And this was marked at $5. It's like this lavender gray smoky velvet with this glittery design on it, right? Obviously short sleeve, more of a maxi length. These types of pieces, I have a couple of these today. I've been inspired more by Irreverent Finery, which is her handle pretty much on Instagram, but on her selling platforms as well. Amanda Walker Story is the seller's name. And her typical style is very like 60s, 70s, over the top, elaborate hostess gown type of aesthetic. But she's talked a lot about doing this sort of like sparkly prom dress Y2K thing and how well it's been doing for her. She prices these pieces, I want to say anywhere between like 70 to like $150 generally. Um, and she's doing really well with it. I think that part of the reason that she does well is a lot of this stuff, it's very like stretchy. And so this particular one isn't marked with a size that I've found yet, but it's very flexible in sizing depending on how you're comfortable having it fit. She will show these things on a dress form, but then also she frequently models them. I don't know what her actual size or measurements are, but she's got like a very hourglass figure. And I know that she at least appears to be a little larger, like 12, 14 size, maybe. I'm terrible at estimating sizes, but she's got like a bust and then a little waist and then hips, And I think that the way that she's able to model these items, it looks so totally different on her versus the dress form, and both of them look really good. But I think that's a big part of why she may be able to get more money on these pieces. I mean, also they may just be more desirable, But when I show stuff on my body, it's not a whole lot different than showing it on my dress form, you know. Um, but I think that these types of pieces are really great for a variety of sizes, regardless of the type of size that's marked on them. So I think they're fun to sell in that sense. Um, this is another little Y2K piece. It's a skirt. It's not super thrilling. It was $4. It's this like coppery metallic color. Somebody took the waist in a little bit, so I'm just going to remove that. You can see it's not very, that's all they did on both sides. So I'm going to remove that because it's a very chunky. Like this is a very like annoying thing, but also it was marked size large and whatever. I think even though it's marked size large, and once I take these out, it's still going to be like a very flexible range. It's going to fit somebody smaller and then stretch to fit larger. So again, depending on how you'd like it to fit, I'll start that one on Whatnot also probably for like $15. I think that the silvery prom dress thing, the velvet, is also going to be like a $15 start. The sparkly cowl back dress, I didn't say that. I paid $15 for that. I'm going to end up starting that on Whatnot for like $30, which I don't think is a realistic price for that type of item on Whatnot. But because of what I paid for the purchase, like whatever. If it doesn't sell on Whatnot, I'm just going to list it elsewhere. So if it sells for 30, cool. If it doesn't, it's just going to get listed to my other platforms, but I'll offer it there first. So, all right, let's see. sometimes I get surprised by stuff also. You never know. I feel like my personal whatnot customer base responds a lot better to like the psychedelic 60s, 70s, hippie, prairie, all that kind of stuff. And a little bit less of the 80s, 90s Y2K. But I mean, I sell it. So, all right, let's see. This dress, very cute. So, this is another thing I normally would not really pick up, but I was inspired by Irreverent Finery. This is just a simple slip style dress. And obviously, it's got this big glitter flower on it, which is really cool. Right. You know, maxi length. I like the design on it. This is marked size small. I paid $7 for this. Here's the tag. I feel like I've looked that brand up before, but I can't remember anything about it, including whether or not it's desirable or not. Like, this is not a super expensively made piece, so it does seem very Y2K fast fashion to me. But it's cute. I like the sparkle design. Oops. Love dropping it on my head. So anyway, very adorable. And again, I'll start this on Whatnot for like 15 bucks. If I were to sell that, for example, on, let's say, Etsy, I would do more like 59, 79 shipped, something like that, right? And that's probably for like most of these pieces. So, all right, this next dress, I will admit that I like 100% bought this because of the tag in it. The dress itself is fine. I mean, it's, again, not really my normal aesthetic because it's a plain black dress. It does look like a vintage slip, but, you know, just plain black. There it is. It cost me $4, but let me show you the tag. Very exciting. NX. It's my people, right? The tag of my people. So, yeah, I mean, is that goofy? Yes. The dress is, you know, it's fine. It'll sell. But I loved that tag. That was very exciting to me. We were the first generation to use like Gen something, right? So anyway, it's cool. We're cool. We're edgy. All right, let's see. I think that my last item is upon us. So this is a three-piece suit that actually was tagged with two different prices. It was tagged at $10 and at $30. And I didn't know which one he was going to charge me. If I were in a regular thrift, I would have, you know, gone up to the counter and been like, look, if it's $10, I'll take it. But if it's 30, I don't want it. But again, my small local guy who I like supporting, I didn't say anything about the two different tags. I just figured, let me see what he charges. If he charges 30, cool. If he charges me 10, awesome. If he recognizes that there's two different tags and he's like, you know what? Yeah, I see there's two different tags. I'll do it for 20 if you're, you know, whatever. I would have gone with that. It doesn't really matter. But he did ultimately charge me 10, which is cool. So yay. Let's see. So first, it's a three-piece suit, skirt, jacket, and hat. That hat. So here's the skirt. Oop, wrong. That's the front. Got that cute little detail down the front. Right, little pleaty thing. There's no tags on any of this. Little metal zipper down the side here. Right, this is cute. This seems like, it's probably a small to medium, like a 6 to 8. I feel like this is going to be like a 28, maybe 29-inch waist on this skirt. So it's cute. It does feel like wool, but it's not itchy. It's really nice, quite soft and lightweight. I'll show you the hat next because I think it's so cool. So here's the hat. What I really love about this is the whole, like I said, there's no tags anywhere on this set. I don't know if it's handmade or not. I do think that people have the skill to be able to make things like this, you know, at home, if they're like just individual sewists. This hat is definitely really cool. Like, it's, you know, quite detailed. It does have a little nibble on it, which is sad, right? But it's got this little net. I admit the hat was also part of the reason why I wanted to buy it, because this netting is still intact. And you know how things can get manhandled a lot in a thrift store. And I feel like 50s stuff is not his typical customer base, so it may sit there a long time. So I rescued it. So I think that these hats get worn like this, kind of more like headbandy, right? And then this comes down, and maybe it sits a little bit further back. I don't know, but obviously my hairstyle is not the ideal hairstyle for this type of hat, but I thought it was really cool. So there's that. And then the jacket, which I think is so lovely. let's see. So, you know, purple jacket. Here, some of the things I particularly love are the covered buttons, right? How pretty those are. And then the buttonholes, right? And how they're just much more finished. Like a lot of times you'll see buttonholes that just have like a surged edge. I just found a very big, look at that, how sad that is. Little moth hole, which is okay. I'll stitch that up to just kind of, it won't be super profesh, but it'll get the it'll get the job done. But also look at these pockets, right? They're very shallow. They're not very useful, but look at the little cross detail there. It's so pretty. And then also as a fun, the back of these buttonholes, I do think maybe this was handmade because you can see the way that they're stitched in there. Like normally in a professionally finished suit, you wouldn't see that side either. I think that the buttonholes would be covered up. It would be done like this on either side, and then the two sides of the lapel would be joined together to hide the finishing of the buttonhole. But it's still really, it's so beautiful. So 3-piece suit was, like I said, $10, which was great. So I was really appreciative of that. I don't know if he noticed that there were two different price tags and went with the lowest one, or if he only saw the lowest one. I kind of just said like whatever fate does, and you know, I'm cool with it. So that's my little haul from my friend Richie at Union City Thrift. Um, and yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. I wanted to do it now, even though I'm going to do my regular sourcing day and therefore give you another haul video. But I wanted to be able to process this stuff a little early for my Whatnot show. And I'm going to be pulling all the price tags off and everything. So I like to do my haul videos first. So I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you like my little friend here and that it was useful. And I will see you again soon. Thank you.